Welcome, listeners. Carl Shoes proudly presents Galaxy Theater. Stories that are guaranteed to make you look up to the stars and wonder, who is out there? What is out there? Is there someone or something watching you at this very moment? Just remember, there is nothing to fear from a comfortable pair of Carl Shoes. They're out of this world. And now, Episode 1 of our new feature serial entitled Visitor from Planet Zoltar.
What is it?
A strange orange glow.
My animals are acting strangely.
I've never seen anything like it.
Mommy, I'm scared.
Let's all keep our heads.
We better call Washington.
Hello. Agent Bill Carter of the Aerospace Defense Department speaking. Oh, it's you, Gordon. What's that? Reports of strange lights in the sky over a small prairie town? Was this before or after the 4th of July fireworks? Come on, Gordon. How many saucer-shaped flying discs have we investigated only to find a fancy kite stuck in a tree? So your gut instinct tells you this might be the real McCoy? Then I'm on my way.
Father, where are you?
I'm in the lab, Grace.
Father, on a beautiful day like this, here you are cooped up inside your laboratory. You know what the doctor told you. You have to take time out to relax.
Grace, I'm happiest when I'm monitoring this communication device that I invented. Just think, I have finally been successful in transmitting a radio signal into outer space.
Father, I insist that you have your lunch with me down by the lake. I've prepared a picnic for us.
Where is your sister?
Yvette said she had to go to the library.
Library. Bah! I think she is at some cocktail bar. I fear that your sister is turning into a party girl.
Oh, Father, she's young and full of life. She's probably gone with a few chums out for a soda.
If her mother were still alive.
We are doing the best we can for Yvette. Now, how about that picnic? I've even got homemade lemonade.
All right, Grace. But first, let me write down my findings. Where's my logbook?
Father, what is that strange humming sound?
I'm not sure. When I heard it earlier, I thought it was a slight aberration of the electromagnetic detector. Yet the sound seemed to come from outside.
We will check into it, but after lunch.
So, Toots, do your folks know you're here?
The name's Yvette. My father doesn't care. He keeps his head stuck in a test tube all day. He can be such a square. Besides, what's wrong with a sociable drink?
I like a girl that's sociable. Tell me, where did you learn to shimmy dance like that?
We've got to do something for excitement. This town is Dullsville. Nothing ever happens around here.
I could show you something you've never seen before.
What? And don't say the submarine races, 'cause I've seen them.
You ever seen a spaceship? I know where there's one. I was riding my motorcycle over at Shallow Lake and I saw it.
Yeah? So show me.
Hop on.
Isn't it lovely here by the lake? The water lilies are especially vibrant. And I saw a Canadian mallard nesting down by the jetty.
Sorry, Grace. What did you say?
Father, you haven't heard a word I've said, have you?
Grace, just think. Very soon we will be communicating with beings from other galaxies.
I must admit, the whole thing makes me a little frightened. Father, listen! What's that?
I can't hear anything.
Oh, that's just it. It's suddenly gone so quiet. There are no sounds of bird calls. Dinah! Where's Dinah?
She's standing near that grove of cottonwoods.
She's just staring straight ahead and emitting a low growl. What is it, girl? What do you see? What are you afraid of?
Grace, we must go back into the house at once. I want to continue with my experiment.
That's not it, is it, Father? You want to get back to the house because you too are afraid. Afraid of what might be out there in those trees. Father, what unseen menace have you brought to Earth?
Grace, get a hold of yourself. I've taught you that there is no place for hysteria in the field of astrophysics. Now, we must go quickly.
I saw it with my own 2 eyes. It flew right over the silo tower. I jumped in the pickup and drove after it.
Can you describe this craft to me?
You're not one of them newspaper reporters, are you?
No, I'm Agent Bill Carter, and I work for the Aerospace Defense Department. It's my job to investigate possible galactic phenomena.
You mean little green men?
Yes, and purple ones with big horns.
You can all laugh, but I swear I saw it. It was spinning over my truck, and then it shot across the shallow lake.
Shallow Lake is where that crazy professor lives. I always knew he was up to no good.
Now simmer down, folks. Just where can I find this crazy professor?
Well, he lives in a big old place out at Shallow Lake. No one's ever been there. Or if they have, well, they haven't lived to tell about it.
Father, look! The electromagnetic detector is going haywire. The dial is spinning uncontrollably.
A force of some kind is causing it to act in this manner. A force that has not been seen on Earth before.
Do you mean?
Yes! Communication with another galaxy at last has been successful.
Someone just drove up.
Is it Yvette?
No, I don't know the car.
Probably just a traveling salesman. Get rid of him, Grace.
Excuse me, is there a professor who lives here?
Why do you want to know?
Let me introduce myself. I'm Agent Bill Carter, and I work for the Aerospace Defense Department. We have had calls from people in town saying that they have seen some strange objects, mysterious lights out this way.
My father and I have not seen anything like that. However, if we do, I will certainly contact you, Mr. Carter.
Eureka! The radiometer is sending back a strong signal.
Professor Farley?
You know me.
Yes, it's Bill Carter. William Carter. I was one of your students at Simmons College. Before you were...
Before what, Mr. Carter? Before my father was hounded out of that college, just like he was hounded out of so many others. Dismissed as a crackpot, an old fool who was trying to talk to the man in the moon.
You must be Grace. I remember you when I was at college. Of course, then you had pigtails and you wore dungarees.
I've outgrown those dungarees.
You sure have.
William Carter. I do remember you. It was at Simmons College that I first developed the instrument that could transmit radio signals beyond our universe. Come in, Mr. Carter. Grace, we must not be inhospitable to our guest.
I'm afraid I'm not a guest, Professor Farley. I'm here in my official capacity to investigate what some people like to call flying saucer sightings. Townsfolk say they saw something strange over Shallow Lake.
Those people have nothing better to do.
Well, I want to go down to the lake and see if a weather balloon or possibly even a high-powered glider accidentally landed and caused all this excitement.
There has been nothing strange going on here today. Merely an old man conducting a few harmless experiments. I will see you to your car, Mr. Carter.
Then why the eerie hush over the landscape? Why no bird calls? No animal sounds? You forget, Miss Farley. Your father taught me. I know that these are strong indications of an extraterrestrial presence. Yes, there have indeed been sightings here, and I have to report them.
But there could be many reasons for these types of phenomena.
Grace, you must accompany Mr. Carter. Don't worry about me. You forget that these other beings I have tried to contact may be our friends.
Professor, I sincerely hope you're right. How do we know that they won't be hostile to humanity here on Earth?
The spaceship is over there behind them trees.
Why, it's practically in my backyard. See that barn? Well, that's where my father and my boring sister spend all day in their stupid lab.
Look, there it is. What did I tell you?
You're right, Rick. It's like a flying saucer out of one of my father's dumb old books. Who do you think put it there? Let's get closer.
I don't know. Could be we're not supposed to get too near.
What are you afraid of? A little old Martian?
Let me go get my helmet first, just in case.
Well, I'm going to take a closer look. Grace thinks she's so smart. Wait till I tell her I saw a real flying saucer, not just a picture in a book. Hello? Is someone there? Well, I know there's someone standing over there behind that tree. Rick, is that you? Are you trying to scare me? What are you? You're hideous! Why are you looking at me like that? Get away from me! Rick! Rick!
What was that sound? I thought I heard someone scream. All this talk has made me a little jumpy. Up until now, I believed that these theories of my father were just that, theories.
Grace, I've seen enough in my investigations of alien sightings to know that we are not alone. Out there in the vast universe are other planets and other life forms.
Bill, look! Over there by the cottonwood tree. What is that?
A large cylindrical craft of some kind.
It's so shiny. What do you think it's made of?
It looks stronger than tempered steel, possibly a titanium alloy.
And there appears to be no entrance and no windows. It's completely solid.
If this is the invention of some college kid on a prank, then I'm going to be very upset. No!
Bill, are you all right?
There's an energy field surrounding the perimeter. Grace, run back to the lab and get me an aerosol spray. It'll show where the energy field is located.
Careful, Bill. We must remember that if the energy field has a greenish hue, it could be radioactive.
I have just got to figure out what makes this baby tick.
If I make this final adjustment, then I am sure that I will detect other flying ships approaching Earth. Grace? Grace, is that you? Yvette, have you come home? But who are you? What are you? You're not human. You don't have human features. What do you want from me? Don't come any closer. Get back. Help! Help!
Father, it's only me. I'm looking for an aerosol spray to detect an energy field. Oh, well, he must have gone for a nap. And he forgot to turn off the indicator. Father! What's happened to you? Are you all right? Why, you're cold. You're like ice, and you're motionless. Bill! Bill, come quickly! Oh, it's Father! I think he's dead!
He has a very weak pulse. He must have fallen and struck his head.
Why is he so cold? We have to move him off the floor.
I'll put him here on the cot. Then I'll drive into town and get a doctor.
Dinah!
No! Grace, don't look! Dinah's been vaporized.
Oh, no!
That dog was trying to warn us that there is an intruder on the property. Grace, it's not safe for you to stay here. For any of us to stay here. We have to get into town. Where's the phone? I must alert Washington. The line is already dead. This is worse than I thought.
Bill, what is it? Why do we have to get away?
Grace, grab your father's notes, his logbooks, anything you can lay your hands on, and put them in the car.
Wait! He has some more notes in the cabinet in the outer office.
Grace, there's no time.
The car! It won't start! Oh, what's wrong with it?
It's too far to walk to town with your father. We'll have to stay here.
Oh, Bill, are we doomed?
That guy from the Aerospace Defense Department never came back from Shallow Lake.
We'll just have to take matters into our own hands. Well, it's getting so a decent woman is not safe in her bed anymore.
Let's go and look for this Martian ourselves. Hey, here's Rick.
What's with him? Well, he's not very sociable.
Rick, you look as if you've seen a ghost.
Oh, he's just staring. Oh, bug-eyed.
Yvette, gone. Monster, 7 feet tall. It can't carry it off Yvette. Out at Shallow Lake. Motorbike dead. I ran and ran.
Shallow Lake again. Whatever problems we're having all started with that crazy professor at Shallow Lake. Well, he's got one daughter that is a stuck-up snoot, and the other one, well, that's a fast piece.
I say we run that professor and his family out of town. We were safe until he moved in.
Yeah, who needs all that book learning?
He brought spacemen here
We'll show him.
to Shallow Lake.
To Shallow Lake.
Come on, folks. To Shallow Lake.
What will happen to Agent Bill Carter and the lovely Grace Farley? Is the professor really dead or just frozen? Can the mob be subdued? Stay tuned after this commercial break for the next chapter of our exciting new story. Visitor from Planet Zoltar. This is Walter White asking you, are your feet and legs tired at the end of the day? Are you finding it difficult just to keep up in today's busy world? Then what you need is a pair of executive walkers from Carl Shoes. They're stylish and oh so comfortable. And best of all, they stimulate your femurs as you walk. Carl Shoes, guaranteed to keep both feet on the ground. And now, back to our story. we find Grace and Bill in the laboratory.
How's the professor?
It's as if he were in a state of suspended animation. Bill, I don't know what's going on here. My father is lying motionless, and my sister hasn't come home.
Grace, you have to be strong. We don't know who or what we're up against here. Give me the rundown quickly on your father's experiments.
For many years, my father has been developing a radio signal that would transmit beyond our own solar system. According to his findings, he believes he has been able to communicate with the galaxy of Creophone.
Creophone? Impossible! It's at least 2 light years away. Unfortunately, the professor may have inadvertently made contact with another galaxy.
Bill, my father meant no harm.
Grace, your father was always a dreamer. True, he is a brilliant physicist, but he doesn't know that science can be used for evil as well as for good. That spaceship we saw down by the lake may have brought a hostile force to our planet.
Do you mean some sort of alien being?
Possibly one that has come on ahead to check out our planet. And who knows how many more coming. We must forestall the convoy that I fear even now may be hurtling towards us.
I could try to transmit a false signal and divert any incoming craft to another solar system. First, I will switch on the radiometer.
Listen. What's that noise? Sounds like shouting. It's getting closer.
Look! It's a crowd of truculent townspeople. They're shouting and flinging rocks.
They appear to be angry at what they think your father has done.
My father is innocent! You have to believe me!
We must transmit that deflection signal before the mob prevents us.
They're throwing things at the radiometer antenna. Now they're breaking in the door.
Cease and desist.
Bill, what's happening? The mob. It's gone quiet.
Look, it's your father. He's pointing towards the crowd, and they're reacting to him, as if he were hypnotized. They're walking back to town like zombies. I've never seen anything like it.
My father? What sort of power would he have over a rabble like that? Bill, my father's still here. He's lying on the cot where we left him. Then that means...
Yes, I'm afraid so, Grace. Your father must be in a temporary cryogenic state. The alien creature has made a duplicate of your father's body, and while on Earth, he will use this as his own. The alien would need to be like we humans because our atmosphere would be much different than his own.
The alien used powerful mind control to quell the mob.
Have we been successful in diverting the other spaceships away that may be speeding here?
I wish I could answer. Tired. I suddenly feel so tired. My head is groggy.
I, too, am starting to fade.
Bill, look. Carbon dioxide leaking from cylinder.
Must break window. Need fresh air.
My limbs are heavy. I can barely move.
There. Grace, wake up. We have fresh air. I've secured the leaking cylinders of carbon dioxide. It must have gotten knocked over in the riot.
Help! Someone help me!
That's Father's voice. We're in the lab. Father, you've come round.
When I saw that extraterrestrial being standing before me, I was dumbfounded. He must have overpowered me. Oh, what have I done? I just wanted to reach out to others beyond our own small galaxy. I didn't know that it would come to this. My career as a physicist will be finished.
Father, you need to rest. You've had a great shock.
I need to get to town and call my department and request backup.
Bill, there's an old bicycle in the shed. You could ride it over to the neighbors and use their phone.
Look at the electromagnetic detector. Once more, the needle is spinning.
That means there are more alien spacecraft entering our stratosphere.
Hurry, Bill, there is no time to lose. If the aliens are allowed to land here, the entire Midwest may be in peril.
Is anyone home? It's Agent Carter from the Aerospace Defense Department. I need to use your telephone. This is a matter of utmost urgency. Our planet is at risk of invasion from outer space.
We have no telephone.
Yes, you do. I can see it there on the wall.
We have no telephone. You must leave.
Listen to me. This is a national emergency. Get out of the way and let me use that phone.
Earthman, get back. Do not come any closer.
You! I see that you're in the guise of Professor Farley. But I know who you are. I know you're not the professor. You're the alien invader.
Very clever. I am from planet Zoltar. I've assumed your crude life form and rudimentary method of oral communication in order to function on this insignificant planet.
You won't get away with this.
Silence! When we intercepted that professor's feeble communication signal, we realized there was life on a planet that we presumed was uninhabitable. Planet Zoltar will conquer planet Earth. We will plunder its resources.
But Professor Farley did not foresee destruction and mayhem. He wanted us to coexist in the universe and learn from each other.
Did you believe we would share our knowledge with such an inferior race as yours?
You must be stopped.
None of your kind can stop me.
We have no telephone. You must leave.
What have you done to him?
I have turned him into a worker drone. He was an easy victim. I shall now gather more worker drones and prepare the way for the multitude of my kind that will join me here on Earth.
I won't let you get away with this. Go back to where you came from. I'm warning you. Go back, I say. I'll shoot.
Feeble anthropod, you are no match for me.
The bullets are just bouncing off him. It's no use. I've got to get out of here.
Look, mister, if you selling vacuum cleaners, they haven't yet invented one that'll clean up after my Timmy.
Madam, I come only to ask you.
Wait a minute. I know who you are. You're that old kook professor from Shallow Lake. Folks are saying you're the one bringing them Martians down here. You just clear off. Timmy, go next door and get Mr. Floyd to come over right away.
I mean you no harm, I assure you. I just want to borrow something.
I ain't got nothing worth borrowing.
What about your likeness? It could be useful to some of my comrades.
Will you stop talking like that, or I'll call the police? Help! Help! Where are you taking me? Help! Timmy! Call the police!
Mommy,
Can I go to the Five and Dime? Mom! Hey, mister, where are you taking my mom? Help!
Agent Carter, I've heard some tall tales in my time.
Sheriff, I know this story sounds like something out of the Color Comics, but believe me, there is an alien force out at Shallow Lake, and it must be stopped. You must let me use your phone to contact my superiors.
I'd like to help you. But whatever that professor's up to with that big fancy antenna of his, why, he's throwing all the phones in the county out of whack. I can't even get my patrol cars on the shortwave radio.
Then someone must drive me to the next town to get help.
Now listen here, Mr. Big Shot Agent from Washington. I don't tell you how to push paper on your desk, and you don't tell me how to keep my town clean and sober.
Sheriff! Sheriff!
What is it, Timmy?
That professor! That professor!
Professor Farley? Has something happened?
He just froze my mom and carried her off!
Boys, grab your guns. We're gonna bag ourselves a nutty professor.
Sheriff, you don't understand. That wasn't the professor. It was the alien that's taken on Professor Farley's life form.
Agent Carter, I think you need to set a spell. Why don't you take a nap here in this jail cell?
No! You've got to let me out! You've got to let me come with you!
Now, Timmy, don't you fret none. We'll find your mama. You stay and make sure that man stays put, you hear?
Timmy.
You keep quiet. I'm supposed to watch you. You're part of that old professor's gang. He's a bad man. He kidnapped my mom.
Timmy, you must believe me. I am a government agent. Say, wouldn't you like to be a junior agent?
A junior agent?
Sure. A bright boy like you. Why, the sheriff wouldn't even make you a deputy. But I'll make you a junior agent. If you get me that key and let me out of here, I'll even give you this badge to wear.
Is this a real badge?
Raise your right hand. You are now a junior agent. We have to get over to the professor's and get your mother back. Do you have a bike?
Sure. I've got a 3-speed.
We'll ride out to Shallow Lake ahead of the posse. Now, quick now. I'll explain everything on the way.
Father! I can see the alien returning. It's just as I thought. He's brought someone with him.
That's Mrs. Baker. Will she be frozen and duplicated as well?
Father, here's Bill.
Grace, take the boy. Timmy, you stay with Miss Farley.
There's the man that took my mother.
My dear boy, I don't even know your mother.
Remember, Timmy, I told you that the alien monster also looks like the professor. Hey, that gives me an idea. The alien could use me as a duplicate life form. I'll pretend to give in to him. Then I'll get inside that spaceship.
But what if he also puts you into a state of suspended animation?
When I was at the academy, I learned a method of shallow breathing, similar to one used by the sponge divers of Acapulco. It may help. Wish me luck.
Father, what is that sound?
Grace, take the boy down into the bunker.
Why? What's wrong? Hey, we're in for a big storm. Look at how dark the sky is. They're not clouds, are they, Father?
No, they're not clouds.
They're flying saucers!
Yes, they have arrived. They have arrived!
Will Agent Bill Carter prove successful in stopping the aliens? What fate awaits the professor, the lovely Grace Farley, and little Timmy? Tune in next week to Galaxy Theater for another installment of our exciting new story, Visitor from Planet Zoltar, Zoltar, Zoltar. Appearing in today's episode were Vicky Barta as Grace Farley, Bruce Orman as Bill Carter, Gordon McGinnis as Professor Farley, Mike Cooper as the visitor. Also featuring Candy Wilson as Yvette and Mrs. Baker, Jesse Wilson as Rick and Mr. Floyd, Mike Cooper as the sheriff, Vicky Barta as Timmy, Charles Harmon as Walter White. Written by Greg Finnegan, director Gregory Hyde.
Editing, sound design, and original music by Charles Harmon.
This is Walter White reminding you, keep in step with Carl Shoes. Good night.